Live there from a very busy and frenetic Cairo. Well, the holiday season means just one thing in Washington. The presidential primaries are knocking at the door. 5 weeks until that door opens in Iowa, and you've got to bet President Obama will be watching very closely to see who emerges as his 2012 challenger. And right now, it could be anyone's face among the field of GOP candidates. Joining me to talk about that, Minneapolis Mayor R.T. Rybak, a vice chair for the Democratic National Committee. And welcome back. Another good morning.
Morning, Alex. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. I'd love to get from you some sort of a handicap, if you can offer one to us in this race, from the DNC's perspective, in terms of who you think is the president's biggest threat.
Well, probably the economy, and we have to prove that 4 years ago the economy under the Republicans' leadership collapsed because they've removed all the regulations, the housing industry collapsed. Barack Obama from day one has been focused on the economy. But really, I'm not trying to skirt the issue. We can run against any of them, really, but the economy is number one choice.
Okay, but I want to hear from you. Who do you think is going to be the toughest opponent? Come on, give me something here. I mean, is it Mitt Romney?
Okay, so,
I'll throw out some names.
Sure, I'll be blunt with you. Mitt Romney, on one end, seems to be, the only one who can get it through a debate without making the Daily Show clips, I guess I would say. But, he's been flip-flopping around, so that's what we'll talk about. Newt Gingrich is surging in the polls. Newt Gingrich is also the one who collapsed or who ground the government to a halt when he was leading the Congress, so we'll make the case against that. Herman Cain, well, Michelle Bachmann, I'm a Minnesotan, and I guess we know how to run against that. They all bring their things, but here's the bottom line, Alex. I went to Iowa almost 4 years ago. I campaigned for Barack Obama. And when people asked us what they wanted at the door, they said, look, I want a president who's going to get us out of Iraq, who's going to finally be the one who's going to take on health care. We want someone who's going to honestly acknowledge there's climate change in this country. We want somebody who's going to focus on jobs from day one. And so I was back in Iowa a couple days ago, and I went back to those same folks, and I said, look, you asked us those things, the president delivered. Now, he was handed one of the toughest challenges any president in American history was handed, and what he has done from day one is focus on getting the economy going. So that's what we'll be talking about.
All right, now you're talking about your experience in Iowa. You were back there big time in 2008. You've just been there recently, but if you look at some of the polls, they show that the love is kind of lost this time around for the president. I mean, either young voters are disenchanted with the president, or they're ambivalent about the election altogether. What is your recipe for success in turning all that around in the president's favor?
Well, there's no doubt about it. These are tough times, and people rightfully are concerned about the future. But, Alex, when I was down there 4 years ago, people didn't just lay palm branches and say, gee, we love this Obama guy. They asked tough questions. And the good news is we now have some track record that we can talk about what he's done. Now, for instance, Saturday is Small Business Saturday, and the president is trying to get folks out to shop at small businesses. That's a great thing for a president to do, but from day one, he's been investing in small business. Thank God the Small Business Administration's been, under the president's leadership, delivering loans to small businesses in Minneapolis. Yeah. I'm so excited that military families now can say that we have incentives to have small business hire people, and that's the kind of record we have. And I am incredibly proud of this president, and we should be, but we've got to make the case, and that's what we're doing.
Now, can I just ask you about the case that was made in the New York Times today with a full article on Mitt Romney's hair? I mean, really, talking about the perfectly coiffed hair, it's getting a lot of attention here. They talked with his longtime, 20-year-plus barber there, and a recent $70 hair trim and the like, and that he never wants a hair out of place. Can the president compete with Mitt Romney's hair?
Well, let me just say, I won't get too into the hair, but I'll say if Mitt Romney has a hair out of place, he put it there.
Oh, your hair looks pretty good too today. I'm just saying.
All right. I'm working on it there.
Thank you very much, R.T. Rybak. Good to see you.
Bye-bye.
All right, 5 of the Republican presidential hopefuls are currently in the single digits when it comes to the polls. The latest Quinnipiac poll shows Newt Gingrich in the lead, followed by Mitt Romney and Herman Cain. And even though the other candidates trail far behind, they